Hey, hey, hey. Wow, that was kind of freaky. I went to go live. I clicked on the button, start broadcast, and it said traffic is, I forgot what it is, but traffic's unexpectedly high right now. Please try again. So I didn't think I was going to get on. You guys can hear me good? Oops. Speaking of which, let's bring this guy over here. I think that's better. I got to readjust. Let me know if you can hear me. I think everything is sound checked and done. Okay. 36 people in here. Wow. Awesome, guys. Everybody's already working that thumbs up. You guys are the best viewers I could ever ask for. Let me get my shit all together here. Since I'm just moving the mic, I mean, I had everything perfect. So now I got to move stuff around. Cords in the way. All right. All right. Sound check good. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Chad, Matt, everybody. Let's first just get right on to the shipping date. I did get confirmation of mine, but most importantly, something that sounds a lot more something we can bank on is Gorilla Man's Garage here. I hope you don't mind me mentioning it, buddy, but you posted it in the group, so I don't think you'll mind. But he got a shipping notice with tracking information, and that baby is moving in the tracking. A lot of times we get these tracking notifications, and they just sit there stale for a good while. So Gorilla Man's got actual life. He's got a pulse in his tracking, so that's awesome. On the other hand, I did get confirmation that mine is going to be shipped, but we've all heard this before. So, I kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, but mine is going to be. I want to get something else ready for that. I'm going to have here. Mine is going to ship on. Where's that note? Between the 17th and 24th is what they said. Now I got that comment from them. Back in a reply, and first they said we'll get back to you on Monday like they always do. Didn't expect to hear from them. I did end up hearing from them on Tuesday, and they said it will ship between August 17th and the 24th for my package. So them saying for my package, I got the 3 battery package. I'm thinking maybe smaller packages might ship sooner or something. They're probably doing them in different type of batches. That's been known to happen before. So that's the ship date on mine, between the 17th and 24th of this month. We'll see if it actually happens, and of course, when it does, obviously, I'll let you guys know. So that's my news on my ship date. But congratulations to Gorilla Man. I ordered from China too, buddy. They're shipping his to Canada, so if there's anybody else that ordered from Canada, maybe there's something with that. Maybe they're shipping to certain zones first. So his order number was definitely like I can't remember what I said, Gorilla Man. You and I messaged once. I think he was like 10 or 15. His order was like 10 or 15 behind me, based on the order number. So his is shipping out before mine. So there's definitely, something to do with package. I don't know what size. Gorilla Man, what size package did you get, buddy? Which size is your package? That's a little fucked up. But while he processes that, I will go through and do a quick roll call here. I don't know how quickly I can do it. There's a lot of you guys here. Wow. We're up 65 people already. Holy shit. Dale Briggs. Let's see if I can get through this perfectly. Dale Briggs, Little Mountain Life, Greg Harding, Matt Bagwell, Little Mountain Life. Did I say you already? Yeah, I did. Maddie's Drone World, Chad B, Matt Bagwell, I think I already got you. Greg Harding's going on a lot here, so it's kind of hard for me. But that's fine. That's fine. No, you guys, I like when you see everybody interacting in chat. Joel Shepard, how you doing, buddy? And Gorilla Man's Garage, Miguel Silva, and Mark Trotter, David Reynolds, and Michael Belsh. And let's see. Oops, clicked that accidentally. Don Antonio DiConcini. I hope I said that right. AKA Tony D. Thank you. I like that better. TEB Drone Flyer. And Nazwan Jamal. And am I at the bottom yet? Okie Tom, Edward Londonard, Mike Kinney. Good to see you, buddy. I just talked to him through private message the other day. Hadn't seen you in a little bit. Wanted to check in on him. There's always that thing, like I told him when he messaged me back, there's always that thing when you think of somebody. That's kind of, I say, God's nudge to just reach out, just say hey. So he popped in my head. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but Mike Kinney popped in my head. So I messaged him, just make sure everything was all okay, and it was. So that was nice. Money Snark, and holy shit, it just jumped on me, son of a bitch. It just completely jumped on me. I'm going to miss some of you. It just flew straight down to the bottom. So let me see if I can continue here. Where was I? Thomas Tobin. Add sup in this. Jake's Drone Life. And Akarasho. I am so sorry, as always. We got to give you a different name. PN. And I haven't seen you in a while either. Miguel Silva, I already got you. And I want to say sorry that it doesn't start 30 minutes earlier. I get it. It's late, and sometimes very early morning for some of you guys. I appreciate those of you who do come regardless. It kind of is what it is. I don't run a schedule as far as an exact time frame when I'm going to do it, what day I'm going to do it. My schedule revolves. I have a rotational schedule as far as my work schedule goes. And I myself get up at 2:15 a.m. in the morning, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow morning. So we got to keep this at an hour for sure. And Eric Payton, Terry Neil Booth, Toby D. Falco, and Thomas Belmont. Wow, there's a bunch of new names to me here. And C. Archer. And I think, is that everybody? I don't want to forget. TJ, hey, how you doing? And Paulino, I'm not going to say her last name, but I'm just a tongue twister. When I try too hard, I can't. When I am reading it and just I'm not on air, sure, I can probably get it every time. Paulino Buona. I know I sound really stupid right now. And then I think we finally got to the bottom, did we? I think I got you, Toby D. Falco. Yes, I did. I remember the Falco. I like that name, Falco. and Robert Durham Music, Ian Block, and that's it. Whew, jeez. 59 people here in the chat, and very active chat. Love it, love it, love it. So that's all the roll call. Again, I'm always amazed by how many pop up. I don't hit every single Facebook group with my link. It drives me crazy when people do that, because if I'm friends with you or I follow you, I get like 15 notifications everywhere you've posted that I'm at. So I really just kind of do a storyline on my storyline on Facebook. I do my own Facebook page. I do my Hubsan Help and Support group. That's pretty much all I really do. And then I do hit some local Pennsylvania, 2 Pennsylvania groups, because I would like to make some Pennsylvania friends. So, yeah, so back to that. It always amazes me because I really do not, I don't schedule this. This is always, I don't let everybody know a week in advance of my schedule. It's not a weekly thing where it falls at the same time. It's just, I'll post it a little bit prior, and that's that. So, the other thing is, Maddie's drone word, sorry, I hit that. It's long gone, so I'll just have to sit somebody else. I'll just hit you so I can clear the next one. Thanks for a shout out. Okay, so now the message is clear. That's the other thing. I'll hit that button and not realize I did it, and that message will sit there forever. So, topic of the show, obviously, as the thumbnail said. Basically, I don't even remember really what the thumbnail said. I have to look at it, but Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. It's the unboxing flight review breakdown. Not mine. I made sure I added that. I didn't add that in the very beginning. I did not want to look like clickbait, so I put "not mine" in quotations there, and then there will be also some more things I want to go over as well. So the flight review and breakdown, if you've read the description, we all know about, his name is Mansour Ali, or Mansour Ali, whatever you want to call it. He has a YouTube channel, and we're going to play his video, but I broke it down to 3 minutes, and had a little bit of fun with it too. So just added my own little editing, just pretty much in the beginning, have a little fun with it. But if you don't know who he is, if you hear the name Mansour Ali, you may know who he is. That's not the name of his channel. That's his personal name. On Facebook, he is the admin for the Hubsan official DJI, the Hubsan official Zino fans group. Now, this used to be the official Zino everything group, and then they twisted it, changed the name to fans group, because that's pretty much all they really allow is positive talk, and he will delete everything negative. I wasn't allowed to even post in there. I got post in there once he was admin. I basically got booted right out. A lot of people got booted out of that group. As soon as you go too negative on them, then he's going to boot you out. It's got to be positive. And that's all you're going to see from him. So that's all we're going to see from him on his reviews. I'm not knocking that. I am very envious that he did get it. Hubsan sent it to him. He didn't purchase it. He does their videos. His videos are on their official channel as well, on YouTube. And so you're going. It's a biased situation. He's not unbiased at all. But I'm giving him total credit because he did well with this review. He did make some mistakes and boo-boos on there, which I point out in my edited version. So I'm going to play that here for you really soon, and put that up on the screen for everybody to see. But I'm sure everybody's already seen it. If you haven't, you're going to see just what you really need to see. Cut out some of the stuff that we don't really need to see. It was I forgot how long, maybe like 30 minutes. I broke it down to 3 minutes. So basically, I'm showing you all the features, some flight footage, things like that. And like I said, it's real quick. You guys can sit through 3 minutes of this, I'm sure. That's about the average view of any video I put out. Even if it's a 6-minute video, people are only going to probably watch it for 3 minutes. So actually, I think my average view duration is like 10 minutes. Every video I put out, it's like 10 minutes. So it's something that used to really bother me because of all the time you put into editing. But now you just got to have fun with YouTube. That's all there is to it. Just if you want to do this, you have to just have fun with it. Don't get all into all the crazy analytics and all that. It will drive you crazy, which it does me. So that's going to be the whole topic really of the show. But we're going to kind of break things down, talk about a few things. I did get some other responses and some answers to some questions about the heat, the delays of what has been taking so long. But you got to keep in mind, you get little bits and pieces, and you got to kind of put the puzzle together with them. So I'm just picking, it's like 2 or 3 here of my emails from them. Saying kind of what the delays were, basically always telling you be patient, dear, and things like that. I hate when they call me dear. So let's go ahead and play that. I'm going to pull it up, and you guys should be able to hear it just fine. I'm not going to do the share screen. I'm going to do a share file. It's the first time I've ever done this, but let's bring it up. I'm going to pause it as soon as it comes up. Okay, so yeah, good. I just wanted to make sure that when I pulled it up, it became full screen. And I'm going to turn the volume up because I just like it in my ear. I want to hear. All right, guys, let's play this and enjoy my little edit.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, Alishan. Dee 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 dee. Beep, beep.
Okay, so hopefully you guys could hear that. When he starts his videos, I cannot understand. I mean, he speaks so fast when he says his name, his channel name, all that kind of stuff. So it always cracks me up whenever he talks. Anyhow, he's always very quick when he speaks. But I broke it down to all the little things that I found important. But the thing that I really wanted to get into was the features. So he showed the features that were working. He went pretty much through everything, tried to get certain things to work, and it says please be patient. This is not available right now. Please be patient. So what I gathered from his video of not working yet is active track is not functioning at this time. Creative video mode is not working at this time. Droney is not working at this time. Rocket is not working at this time. And I am so sorry, Marcus, but precise landing is not working at this time. I should say Marcus and Bill. They love to test that feature. I don't think that feature really works great in any drone except Skydio. So those are not working, but he did show when he did line fly, he messed that up. He just didn't have the settings, and I get it. This kind of stuff happens when you're doing a review and you're out there in front of the camera. That's your moment. Do you want to do retakes all for every single little faux pas you have? I don't. So what he did is he basically had the speed set all the way down to like creeper turtle mode, and it just was like, I forgot how many meters a second, but it was going incredibly slow. So that was where I said on the screen, operator error. And then he did do a waypoint mission, but he didn't show his screen. So, I mean, you're looking up at the storm clouds and you could not see it. So to be, in all fairness to him, he had a storm coming in, so it wasn't the ideal conditions. And I get it, because you want to get out there and jump. You're the first one with it, but he really doesn't need to rush because Hubsan sent it to him. No other orders are delivered yet. He has time to do it and do it right, and really he should, because he's a big channel and he can really benefit from this. So it's like 300 and some subscribers, except the odd thing about him is he only gets like 300 views of video until this one. This one's going to be his unboxing and flight review that we just watched. That's going to be big. I think he's up like 15, 20,000 already on those. But those are the items that are not working, like I said. And then he showed also the forward obstacle avoidance. He tested it on his tripod pole. He tested it on the fence. Where he tested it with the rear sensors, you couldn't even see the drone. It was up in the bushes, and so I cut that out, did not show that part of the footage. But you can watch his whole video if you want. I personally can't do it again. I can't watch that whole video. His voice goes right through me. If you guys know the Addams Family, Cousin It, that's what it reminds me of. And I don't really like the guy just for his behavior. If he's representing Hubsan and deleting everybody for having an opinion or for sharing their true experiences, I really don't care for that. So I talked about shipping date, went through roll call. I'm going through my bullet points. We discussed what the show is going to be about, showed the video, and we talked about what is not working. So, and we talked about what features are working. There's really not many features working. Oh, follow me. He showed that's working, and orbit, that's working. So if you guys know me, I am not a big feature person, so I could care less about any of those, but they are important because you sell it with the promise of doing these things. You better get a majority of those things working. Sometimes we go without any of these things ever working. So the thing to take from all of this is we have a lot of updates coming our way. If you have purchased the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro, SE, whatever, or thermal if you're not that crazy, just heed caution. Don't think doing updates is a good thing. Don't think it's a step forward. With Hubsan, it is never always a step forward. Any of you long timers, you've been here long enough with Hubsan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They can make they haven't done this in a long time, but one time when they first started with the H501A, their first Wi-Fi, there was a period of time where they completely destroyed their app, rendered it useless, and you couldn't use it, could not use it. So that's something to keep in mind. Don't go rushing into updates. What do I always say? Let it get a little dusty. Just let that update get a little dusty. Watch everybody else who just can't resist. There's so many YouTubers out there that they want to show these firmware updates. Let them do it. Let them do it. You sit back and watch. And then even then, don't do the update. If yours is flying perfectly fine when you get it, sometimes that is your best version of firmware for a while. Wait out all the bugs. Just wait them all out. Then do an update and get everything at once. That's probably the best way for you to do it. And I'm going to be very cautious with my updating it as well. And Chad, you'll be happy to know I'm doing the same thing with the FIMI X8 Mini. I am not on the latest firmware on that, and I'm just kind of watching people, and I'm seeing some things that I don't like, and I'm just kind of waiting to confirm, are these things true? But that's not what the show's about. It's just an example. Don't rush to do your firmware updates. They're not always a good thing. Even with DJI right now, we're facing that with the Fly app. So I think it's mainly Android having disconnect issues or something. So I think that covers it for everything he did in his video. I'm not sure. So I see one person in here, and I want to make a mention. If you recall, in my last live event that I did, and by the way, guys, that live has had 4,000 views. Big deal, you say? Go watch a lot of other live channels that do this regularly and have great guests and see what they have a week later. They're lucky to have sometimes 200 views. I don't know what it is. Even when I'm not talking about a new topic, I seem to get really good views, and I love that. Not for the fact that I'm making anything off of it, because like I said, I only put ads at the beginning and the end. I don't put anything in the middle that is going to interrupt your view. Nothing you can't click away from anyhow. So I just find it amazing when I see that it's 4,000 views from a week ago on my video. But as I said in that last live event, if you purchased a shirt, not this one, this was from the very first batch that I did. The second batch has a smaller, I should have worn mine, a smaller QC logo in white, and then it also has the color version. And then I still did the one that's planned for today, where it's cup of coffee, fly a Zino, climb a tree, get your Zino out of the tree, and then a mug of beer. I'm not going to pop them up on the screen. I did that on the last live, and they'll be available next time I do another campaign, but right now I think I'm going to hold off. But I have, as I promised, I said that I was going to pick somebody out of the orders from that live event till it expired the next day, till that campaign expired, and I picked a winner, and he is here in the chat right now. I couldn't go by, I did do this randomly, but I couldn't go by order number. I don't see the order numbers. I lied to you guys. I thought I could see the order numbers. All I can see is your name, your first name, and your first initial of your last name. So I just simply, it was so few, 6 people, that I put them on a piece of paper, ruffled them up, pulled it out. I got a winner. So he is here in the house, and the winner of the shirt, and we're even going to pull him up on our new little banner here, because I never do the banner, but the winner of the shirt is Greg Pittman. Greg Pittman, you purchased a shirt, so I'm going to give you your refund through PayPal. I'll private message you on Facebook. I know you're private. I know your I know your Facebook because we're friends on Facebook. And I'll tell you, the person that I really wanted to win was myself. I put my name in the hat with it. Actually, I did, just to see if I would pick my name. I didn't even pick my name. So I wasn't going to take it if I won. But just something stupid I was doing while I was sitting here writing down names. Screw it. Write my name down, throw it in the pile. But no, Greg Pittman, you are the winner. So your shirt will be refunded for the shirt. So congratulations there, buddy. Let's take your banner down now. I'll leave it up for a little bit here. I want to talk about the obstacle avoidance. So the obstacle avoidance is something that it needs to be worked on. It's not operating the way it should. And this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but the good thing is you can turn off obstacle avoidance on the Zino Mini. So right there on the home screen of the app, you can turn it on and off, which is great. You don't have to go into the menu or anything like that. Just turn it off. And you're probably going to want to, because what that does is it completely stops. So you saw in the video, he comes up to his tripod. It's just a stick. Comes up and it stops. And it stops way back. And he's full stick forward and it will not budge. It won't go anywhere. So picture yourself flying over top of a tree. Let's pretend like my microphone here is a tree. You're going over top of a tree. You know you can clear it, but it picks it up and it stops you dead. If you're trying to get a good shot, what are you going to have to do? You have to raise up till it stops beeping, and then you can fly over and your shot's done with. So for something like that, you're going to have to turn that off. What it's supposed to do is it's supposed to, it gives you, he says it gives you warning on the screen of the app, but it comes to a dead stop. But what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to kind of come to a stop, and then if you still say, screw it, I don't trust you, or whatever you want to do, if you're still holding the stick forward like any other quad, then it will proceed. Unless you are dead up on the wall, and some of them that won't let you, but some of them it will. I'll tell robotics, the Evo 2, in some cases, when you're dead straight in front of something and it comes to a stop, you want to keep going? Yeah, sure, you can keep going, and then you're going to hit. So that's something that they need to work on. And see, these are all the things that really scare me, because to me, I'll turn it off. I'll be happy to turn it off. And when they say that they fixed it in the update, I am going to be paying close attention to what everybody is doing. And I'm not going to believe it unless I see it and see it in a professional manner. I'm not going to just read in the Facebook group that it's okay and then go for it. So there's a lot of things that we got to keep an eye out for updates. I will be talking about them. I can't promise you I'm going to be doing these updates. Any little thing, I'm going to be out there like a reporter. Any little thing I see, write it down on my handy dandy notebook and make it a topic for a live show. So that's something you can turn off and on. Like I said, it's something to be worked on. And then I'm going to go to what they said in my emails. And this is kind of funny, because my emails were, what the heck basically is going on with delays? And let me just give you guys another piece of advice. You guys are learning so much on this live. Listen, you get so much advice here. First, the firmware. Now this. When you email Hubsan, or pretty much any company in China, there's going to be issues with translation. So whatever tongue you speak, there will be a problem with translation. So anything you do, keep it so short and sweet. If you want to talk about 3 things, forget about it. Don't do it. Pick the most important thing. Make it 1 sentence or 2 sentences max. You will get a positive, and you will get a better outcome. You'll get a more positive outcome. You'll get pretty much you'll probably get your answer. But if you send them so many, I guarantee they get novels, because so many people, when they're emailing me or messaging me with their problem, they want me to fix one of their drones. I get a freaking novel, and it's like, oh, it's overwhelming. You want to put it aside and deal with it later. And that's what I often do. If you send me something short and sweet, I'm going to read it. I'm going to reply. Boom, we're done. So that's probably just human nature mindset right there. But then you throw in the factor of translation as well. So a little bit more information than you really needed on that, but you got it. Hey, David Reynolds, thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. He hit that super chat and sent $5. Thank you very much. So I sent them basically an email. It didn't say why the delays, but I just, in a politely way, ass-kissing way, just asked them, why basically is my order and everybody else's orders constantly being delayed every month. I ordered in May 5th or 6th right here on my live show, or during the live stream. I really shouldn't call this a show. But yeah, so here we are in August, and I've got another delivery date thrown at me. So their responses to it, and this is something I don't see him. Interactive DNA, where are you? He's not in here. If you guys leave a comment before the live stream happens, a lot of times those disappear. And he left a comment and then it disappeared. So I'm just going to... he basically made a comment before the show started in the chat here, and I think he pretty much kind of picked up on it without even emailing them. But basically their response was working to make the eMMC, which is the embedded multimedia card, internal memory, working to make the eMMC more perfect for user the end. These are the exact words. So I think they mean to say working to make the eMMC more perfect for the end user. Or basically they always say user experience. Hey, thank you, B. Wayne. Thank you very much. And I'm going to not to push David aside, but I'm going to put that up because I want to get back to you. First, while I'm reading this, B. Wayne, I'm sorry, I forgot your first name, but is it okay if I make mention of something, make mention of your daughter? Let me know, because if so, there is something I would like to say there. But so this is a little scary because they did roll into some problems with the internal memory, but we have to keep in mind this is new to them. This is totally new to them, but it's again why I wish we had an external SD card. We don't. We have a hole there. It's blocked off behind. You can't stick anything in it. So it's worthless pretty much. But that's one of the delays they had. So I'm taking it that they fixed that since they sent Mansour Ali his. The other one is they in an email to them about the bottom, that little bottom piece. One of the delays was working on the issue with heat. We continue the success to fix the when drone gets too hot. We continue to succeed to fix when the drone gets too hot is probably what they mean there. So then, of course, I ask about the bottom heat plate, and it says use bottom heat plate because the drone get too hot sometimes. So those are just my responses that I'm sharing with you in my writing, in my email writings with them. And sorry, I got distracted. I wanted to see if if B. Wayne, if he responded, and I don't see. B. Wayne, can I speak about what I was asking you about? Can I talk about your daughter, please? Just want to bring up something real quick and brief about that. But yeah, so these are my responses from them on that as to the delays. Nothing really fully concerns me here except for that internal memory. It does concern me that it's getting really hot. The heat isn't an issue for flying from what I gather and what we can see in the video. But it's a big problem when you're trying to update that quad. You have it sitting on your desktop and you're up doing a firmware update. It's going to get so hot that you have to put a plate, that little plastic plate. This isn't anything drawing heat away. It's not a heat sink. It's plastic, from what we can tell. It just basically protects you when you touch it, or if you put it on your lovely dining room table, that it does not leave a burn. So, okay, thank you. So it doesn't burn your table and your wife beat the shit out of you when she finds it. So that concerns me, because when you're doing a firmware update and it overheats, are you going to fry the board? Are you going to destroy something? Is it going to interrupt that firmware update and then you're bricked? What are you going to do when it is bricked? Will it re-allow you to try to install that firmware? Will you need an SD card slot to put it into recovery? So that kind of concerns me with the heating issue. So my advice is, and it's funny because I do this with the Zino 2s. I put them in front of a window air conditioning unit or a air conditioning vent in my house here because I don't want to burn up that ribbon cable. I have gone through so many of those ribbon cables for other people working on their quads and doing the firmware update. So I put it in front of an air conditioner, and people joke about putting it in the freezer during a firmware update or the refrigerator. But hey, you know what? It's something we might end up having to do with this Zino Mini. So yeah, that I think is all I really need to say about that. And just one thing I want to say real quick, seeing B. Wayne's little donation here for contributing to the channel. Again, thank you very much, and thank you, Joel Shepard and David Reynolds. So what I wanted to mention, what I was asking about giving permission to say something, is the one thing that you'll know, especially if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you'll know it here from my channel, but you know that I give to charities, children's charities. It's almost 100% of the time it's to Pittsburgh Children's Hospital. And then sometimes at the end of this month, my donation from the shirts and from other things, the way I do my charity funds, are going to be to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And then also, in doing that, you hear so many stories. It makes your radar pop whenever you see somebody you're friends with on Facebook. And everybody that I'm friends with as QC guy is in the hobby. So there's so many people in this hobby around you who have children, who have grandchildren, little ones with cancer, and it's heartbreaking. And there was a live show that me and Chad did, and can you please remind me of your first name, B. Wayne? I'm sorry. I don't know that I've ever known your first name. Britton? Or are you talking to somebody else? Bruce Wayne Gimpman. It's Britton Wayne. Am I correct there, buddy? Sorry. But anyhow, his daughter, she had seen a live that me and Chad did. And I was talking about my mom. So he showed me the thumbnail of the video that he watched. But I was speaking about my mom's cancer before she died. I imagine that's when it was. And he said that it inspired his daughter, and somehow or another, she was inspired enough to go back and watch the video again, and she's using your YouTube channel, correct there, Britton? But anyhow, it's inspired her to get into the YouTube game. So she's 11 years old. She has cancer, and she's going through treatment and everything. And when she has that strength and energy, I imagine, is when she is wanting to do the content for YouTube. And that's amazing. And I tell you what, it gets me choked up because I couldn't imagine just dealing with that with such a young child. So my hat's off to you, buddy, and a shout out. And I'm sorry, I forgot her name. You guys, I am the worst person with name. Anna Lee, I think, is her name. I think it's Anna Lee. I didn't look yet, but I have a cousin named Anna Lee, so that's why it popped in my head. But everybody, please, prayers to Anna Lee. Tonight after this live, tomorrow, go on the internet, take a little bit of money, donate it to a children's hospital near you that, 100% of that donation goes to free care funds. That's what I go for. I never put it into research because, let's face it, I think the cure is there. We're not going to get into the politics of all that, but they can surely cure certain cancers. But the big money makers, those seem to be so hard to solve. So, prayers out to him, his family, his daughter. She will fight this thing. She will beat this thing, and hopefully one day be a big YouTube star. So, everybody, tonight or tomorrow, just go to your favorite or your preferred, my favorite. I'm telling you to go to my favorite for children's cancer, 100% to free care funds, and that's going to be St. Jude, and that's going to be a local children's hospital to you. So for me, it's Pittsburgh Children's Hospital, and there's St. Jude does wonderful things, and sometimes I donate to them as well. So make sure you do that, guys. Just if you go out and donate to these kids battling cancer, and they know that somebody paid the way for them by donating, when they beat this thing and they grow up, they're going to pave that forward and make it even bigger than it is today, and they'll donate and they'll stand behind it to help other children that are going through what they went through when they were children. So by doing that, you create a lot of success stories. So just imagine the sad cases out there, especially people that have to travel so many miles to get to one of these hospitals, and they can't afford to stay in a hotel. These donations help pay for that. Makes you feel so good to just be able to help these people out and just have a thought that, maybe just made a difference in a kid's life. So, end of that. Thank you for letting me talk about your daughter, Anna Lee. So I'm going to jump to the chat right now. There are other things I want to talk about. There's a couple of things happening in the drone news that I wanted to bring up, but I just want to randomly check the chat here while we have time. Time flies by so frickin' fast. Anything that you guys have brought up in the chat during all of this random talk that I was going through on the Zino, and then this recent talk of Anna Lee, anything that is important and you want to pop it in there, go for it, throw it in. Hello, Alan Hazard. Haven't seen you in a while, and I apologize if I lose power because we have a major storm crackling behind me. Last night we had what I thought was going to be a hurricane, and we lost power, and I was like thinking, oh man, if I was doing a live, because it was like 8 o'clock yesterday, if I was doing a live I would have been screwed, and I almost did one yesterday instead of tonight. So yeah, anybody, if I've missed anything, if there's something you want to get in front of me, let me know, and I will answer that question, or we will pop it up so others can see it. Interactive DNA, I mentioned what you said about the internal memory. Not exactly how you said it in your previous message. They get deleted if you make a comment before the live stream starts. So if you want to pop that back in there, you had a more detailed version as to what you think the delay was. Interactive DNA, guys, go check out his channel. This guy is he's got a lot going on up here in his brain. His brain is working much more actively than mine is. The things that he does, and anybody that has a YouTube channel, you'll want to go check him out because it's for streaming, and he's building a platform basically for streaming, and just watching his videos and stuff. He's a very good speaker, very just calm, laid back. He's not a crazy actor that, he just wants to share everything he does live, and that's all he does. He just shares it live. So go check out his channel. Go to the bottom here. Storm in Kansas as well. There's always a storm in Kansas, isn't there? I was going to make a Kansas reference about our storm yesterday, but I think people in Kansas get offended by that, by that because of the Wizard of Oz. All right, I'm going to pop up some breaking news, guys. Newsflash. It just came in. Newsflash. Oops. I keep clicking, everybody. I'm so excited about this newsflash. I got to show you, okay? There's going to be a banner here on the bottom. This is huge, huge breaking news, guys. Please read. It's sad. I mean, Drone Worship, it's a household name. He's larger than life. He is an icon in the drone community for inventing 3DR Solo, for putting Hubsan on the map, for just being the king. He has dropped the name Drone Worship. I could give two shits, Dan. So now the actor formerly known as Drone Worship is now the very simple and humble channel name, Mr. Famous. This dude has got more psychological issues than my wife. That was a joke, honey, if she doesn't watch. So, but yeah, that's huge breaking news. So big shout out to, Mr. Famous, who actually shows up to Spin Up wearing a crown, not Spin Up, but to the one they had down in Florida. Maddie, I think that was yours, wasn't it? Or the one you were involved with. I think you were there. Mike Kenny, you were there, I think. He showed up with a crown on. Let you know what he thinks of himself. If you've watched any of his videos, he's so high and mighty on everything he does, and he burns every relationship he's in. But yeah, now he's into e-bikes, and he's gonna, it's basically his channel is, going to be videos in the life of Dan. I just wanted to watch one and see what it was like, and it was his experience with the machine eating his ATM card, and he had to go to the bank, and he's pissed off because he didn't get his card back and all that, and mainly he's just riding on his scooter. So that's the big breaking news. I mean, it just came in, and you know what, guys? I have to report it. When breaking news comes in, I have to report it. More breaking news for you guys. This one actually really disappointed me. CEO Randall Warnass, whatever. He's gone. He left. He's done with Autel. So many people are excited seeing his interviews. He's a very impressive young man. Good head on his shoulders, good ideas, just with it, and seemed like such a good positive thing for Autel. And he is gone. He has left the building on his own accord. Or so that's how it's written. He has resigned. So, You know, it could be more. It could be more politics into that. He's done a whole bunch of live shows. He's really, just down to earth guy. He'll say, minor cuss words on these live shows. Maybe Alltel didn't like that, or maybe he said he leaked something that he shouldn't have, or I don't know. Maybe he was getting too much attention, and Alltel had issues with it. Maybe they didn't. I don't want to create rumors, but it just seems weird because it sounded like he landed a great job there. Something all of us would like to have. But he has left. I got to give a big thanks to him. Not that he watches this channel. I know he doesn't, but he really helped me out. You guys know I repair drones. I've been getting several Alltel Evo 2s. I can't get parts for anything to do with a camera or gimbal. Gimbal dampeners, they break. You can't find them anywhere. So a while back, sent Alltel Robotics an email asking, can I buy some gimbal dampeners? Dampers, I call them. And they wanted to create a work ticket and have me send it in for them to do gimbal dampers. And I'm not doing that. I'm doing this for somebody else, so they're already paying me. I had, did other repairs, arm repairs, replacements, and then they broke a gimbal damper. So they needed them, and they would not give them to me, would not sell them to me. I would have had to send the person's drone in, and it just so happens that Zino 2 gimbal dampers are an exact fit. They're not the exact rubber material, but they're an exact fit, and they actually work. I've got them on 2 Alltel Evos that are out there flying somewhere in the United States, and they're working just fine. So I spoke to Randall, and I said I really want to get, be able to buy these or get these gimbal dampers, and I want to get gimbal and camera parts, because once I get a broken gimbal or camera, it's done. The person needs the cable that runs through the gimbal, the whole cable. The main cable, I should say. They won't sell it to you. They will not sell it to you. You have to buy another camera. So I went through all kinds of stuff with them, and he was attached in all the emails. He told me carbon copy him in the emails, so he was watching the threads of emails as well, and then him and I were speaking privately. And he's only had so much pull, but they wouldn't sell me one single camera part, but they did offer to sell me the gimbal dampers for a total cost with shipping of 4 dampers. Those little tiny, you know what they are, little tiny rubber black pieces. Some of them are clear, some of them are white, depends on what drone you have, but they keep your gimbal nice and stable. $22 they want to charge. It's crazy. I can get them for $3 shipped for Hubsan Zino 2, and they work perfect. So who would have ever thought a Hubsan Zino 2 gimbal dampers on Evo 2? And they work. So anybody that has an Evo 2, if you break your gimbal dampers, go buy the Zino 2 or Zino 2 Plus gimbal dampers. I can't say that anymore because I will end up with a tongue twister. And I meant to pop this up, my shipping. I meant to pop that up at the very beginning when I was talking about it. As I said, mine is supposed to ship between the 17th and the 24th. So that's my package right there, the 64 gig 3 battery, just for the record, just so we can see if there's any kind of pattern as to what packages they're shipping, if they're doing anything specific. So, have we covered it all, guys? The price hike, it's gone up $40 for the Zino Mini. All packages, each package, no matter what size batteries, 1 battery, 2 battery, 3 batteries, whatever, everything has gone up $40, every package. So I've already got equity in my Zino Mini Pro. Gorilla Man, so do you. Anybody else waiting for it? You have equity already. It's worth more than you paid. And again, congratulations to Greg on the shirt. Let's do a room check here. And we have, well, I can see it, dumbass. 75 people in here watching, and it's already been an hour. Holy hell. I did manage to cover everything in an hour, though. I didn't get to spend as much time speaking with you guys. So, like, as always, I say pop it up in the bottom of the screen here, and I'll get to you. And thank you, everybody that has popped in and left already, for coming in such a late hour where you live, or early morning hours, if that be the case. I have to get up myself in like 5 hours, so by the time I go to bed, I'll get 4 hours sleep and get up and go to work for 10 hours. But with my drive and everything, you add it all up, basically I have a 12-hour day. Yes, Mike Kinney, that hour flew by, no pun intended, right? And Mr. Bushman, how are you doing? Good to see you here, Mr. Music Man. One of my favorites in my group, Alexis. Hola. This guy is so great in Facebook groups. My group is all help and support, and he's just a positive, motivated person. Just very nice to people. If you rub him the wrong way or whatever, he can handle you and deal with you correctly, and not in a really uncomfortable or embarrassing way. I just really enjoy the way you handle yourself in my group, so thank you very much for that. Gorilla Man, have a great night, and again, congratulations on the shipping of your Zino Mini. Anybody else have shipping with tracking that is actually working? Anybody else in here that has ordered it? I am still shocked that it's an hour already. And almost 100 people in this chat tonight. Right now we're at 82. It was almost 100 people. I've broken 100, but it's always incredible when you get up close to 100 viewers. For me it is. I don't know. I'm probably driving you guys crazy with this every week, but it always blows me away how many people watch my live and how many people show up. How many people like it? Blah, blah, blah. What's the price on the basic Zino Mini 1 battery? That is, I'm going to have to pull it up for you there, but I completely forget with the price increase and everything. But a 1 battery Zino Mini standard is $499. That's 1 battery, 64 gig. That's the Zino Mini Pro. And one other thing we never talk about that I just happened to notice here is how they changed. Shit, why'd I hit that? Is how they changed the color on the on the back. It used to say Zino Mini in that bright green. Now it says Hubsan in white on top of the quad. It's one thing I don't know that many people really have been talking about. Just kind of, I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't know. It's just something that popped in my head. I mean, they always write the model Zino on top, but they changed it. Maybe that was something they changed when all of a sudden it was going to come up with this SE, and then they realized, oh shit, we have a thermal as well. So maybe that's when they decided, you know what, we better just put Hubsan on there. So maybe that was a little faux pas on there, a faux pas on their part. Johnny Drone Flyer in the house, everybody. Sorry there, buddy. He sent me a whole bunch of labels. I have a lifetime supply of labels here. I'm going to have to. I'm putting this one on my desk at work, my toolbox at work, or maybe that one. I like that one. But I have a whole bunch. So I'm gonna have to find like my cases and stuff. Start sticking people's stickers on there along with my own that I already do. But thank you again for those. Dennis, Gotta run. Take care. Thank you very much, Dennis, for popping in as usual. Dennis is a good guy. Dennis is definitely somebody I consider a good friend. That social media friend that you've never met in person, but just know that they're a very good person. You got a good relationship with them. He's been a good dude. Lon looks exactly like the DJI Mini in another color, which isn't a bad thing. Yeah, I'm glad they at least didn't make it a white quad. That's where DJI's got it. At least they're not delivering us white quads. They have, but for the most part, everything's at DJI gray, and I like that. I see Fly Zone Drones popped in. Everybody, after my show here, which will be wrapping up real soon, go over to Fly Zone Drones show. Their live show is tonight. And man, there are so many. Johnny Drone Flyer, he's got a channel. The Fly for Fun, what is it, Johnny? Fly for Fun show right here in front of me with Captain Ray Kelly. There are so many frickin' live shows. I try to just go in and pop in at least and show my support and say hi to everybody. I like to see people and sometimes get engaged in some good chat. Sometimes it's a good guest that brings me there, but for the most part, I just like to kind of show up and support because I appreciate when you guys come here to my channel, especially when you're just getting ready to do your own live show tonight, and then you pop into mine. So I guess we're pretty much about done here, unless I see something that pops up. In Fly Zone, the one thing I wanted to throw out to you guys, Michael, I've deleted some of your announcements for your live shows in my group. In the Hubsan Help and Support group, I do post mine if it's a Hubsan related type live show. But for the most part, I don't allow any live or event type things like that posted at all. So I'm not being rude. I've never addressed this with you in person. I'm not being mean or rude, but I will, no matter who it is, I'll delete any live broadcast notifications in my group. Same goes for Game of Drones. That group is nothing but videography, photography type stuff. So I don't post any of my own stuff in there. None of my stuff goes in there. I don't utilize the group for that. I'm one of the admins, and I don't want to kind of hog it up. So I don't allow anybody to post those kind of things in there as well. So if anybody's in that group, don't do it. Don't do it. I'll delete it, but don't get mad at me. Please don't get mad at me. Just got to control it. If I let one person do it, the next person does it, next person does it, next person does it. So I've got to delete it. And I don't always address it like I should. So I'm addressing it now. No big deal, guys. It's just, I got to let you know. Greg Pittman, got to go. Great stream, Chris, Knight. Again, everybody congratulate Greg on winning his name being pulled in the drawing to get the refund on his shirt order. So again, Greg, I'll get to you and pay you back your purchase on that. All right, so guys, I think that is going to be it for tonight. I've got to go to bed, and it's going to be hard to wind down. Going to have to pop some pills here and knock myself out. But again, thank you, everybody. There's another Johnny Drone Flyer sticker. They're everywhere. Thank you again, everybody, for coming to watch this live. I think we covered everything very well. I pretty much stayed to my bullet points the way I wanted. The only thing I missed, the FPV. That's part of the heat. That FPV turns on and off on the Zino Mini. So when you connect, you have no camera image whatsoever. And when you start the motors, the FPV pops up. arm the motors. I'm sorry. And then you're flying, everything's on, and then when you come back and you land, as soon as the motors disarm, FPV goes away. So this is to control that heat issue that they're having. So when you're turning it on and you're doing your firmware update, that could be a good thing, a really good thing for that gimbal cable that always burns out on the Zino 2 and Zino 2 Plus. If this is the same type of cable, which I would imagine it is, not really having anything there takes back some of that, withdraws some of that heat on that cable, hopefully. But yeah, that's an interesting feature. I mean, I'm glad that they have it for it to work that way, but I also find it just kind of, I don't know. It's something else that can go wrong as far as I'm concerned. So I've got a whole little list of little things that I'm jotting down. We're going to do a live stream on predictions. It will be predictions on things that are going to be the big things that kind of shoot them, and them shooting themselves in the foot over at Hubsan. And there's a few things to add to that list after seeing this last video, and this might be one of them. Having that FPV kicking on and off, I could see where they could mess that up. So Chad he just said it too. It's a feature he didn't like. I don't know of any other quad that's doing it. It's a Band-Aid for a problem is what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's just like that little heat shield on the bottom so you don't burn your fingers or burn the wife's lovely dining room table. It gets so hot they had to later, after the fact, make a design for this cover, also to probably protect them from lawsuits. But good luck suing anybody in China. They can get away with murder. So these are all things that were done after the fact, and these are things to kind of worry about. I think we're going to have heating issues and maybe something with this FPV. So I don't want to give too much of that live away whenever that live does come, if it does come. So that's pretty much it. I see some late pop-ins here. Sorry you came to the end, but I am very, very happy that you did come to the end and at least show up here in the chat. And you can always watch the replay. I have the replay set for the chat to be displayed. I hate when I watch somebody's live stream replay and the chat is not part of that. It's something you have to set when you put it all together on YouTube. So I have it set after the show. It's usually like an hour to 2 hours. That chat will pop up and be functioning just like you're watching it right now. So and everything kind of comes along, pops up as it is exactly here live. So with that being said, I think that's going to be my out, guys. Thank you everybody very much. I will catch you on the next one, whether that be just a regular video I put out, which I have no idea what I'm doing right now, or if it should be a live. The way you guys pop into these live events, the views I get off of them just kind of motivates me to continue doing it. So it's very safe to say there'll be another live event. So yeah, that's it, guys. On that note, I'm just going to end. I got a closing screen for you. And I'm just going to end and saying my usual peace and love. And we're going to pop it up here. That's all, folks.